Hello there, this is Coach Sammy33. The regular season is almost fully in the books. Well, I guess the regular season is in the books, but conference championship week is here. So it depends on how you want to look at that. Conference championship games open today, and we've got some fun matchups, obviously, as a member of the Outliers. There are five in particular that have my interest. So definitely will be looking forward to trying to watch those get played, even with working 50 plus hours the next week, but I'll do my best to try to be awake to catch at least the G5 matchups, but preferably I'd like to catch as many of them as possible. That said, though, there was a top 25. With the conclusion of everyone playing or having their 12 games finalized, if it had to happen to be a sim, we have top 25. So let's take a look at what we have. So there's a lot of similarities in this poll. The first 10 teams are all the same. So 1 through 5, you got Texas, Bama, Ohio State, Utah, and LSU. 6 through 10, Oregon, Clemson, Iowa State, Notre Dame, and Duke. So those are the same across the board. As we start to go further down, you'll get some changes. So 11 through 15. On the coach side, you've got Louisville, NC State, USC, Missouri State, and Washington State. On the media side, that would be NC State, Louisville, Missouri State, Washington State, and Texas Tech. 16 through 20, going to be some differences as well. You've got Tennessee, Michigan State, and Baylor overlapping on both. On the coaches side, Texas Tech sits at 16, UConn sitting at 20, media side, USC sitting at 16, Maryland sitting at 20. Your final five on the coach side: Maryland, Florida, Akron, Washington, and Tulsa. The media side: UConn, Florida, Tulsa, Akron, and Boise State. Others receiving the votes, you can see Washington just missed out on the media side, 4 points behind Boise State. And on the coach side, Boise a little bit farther behind, 24 points. Make sure I do my math correctly. That's not 24, that's 36. Yeah, see, so I gotta check math. Doing it the wrong way. But anyway, they would be 26, Miami behind them. You got Penn State, Central, Michigan, 39 points. So top 25 for the most part, it looked like the teams, I would say 26 if we include Washington for the media side. The teams were pretty separated in terms of, it was easy to tell what the 25 teams were. Just where do they go? That said, let's look at the breakdown. So coach side, this feels pretty good. Look at that guy up there, 25 points off. The closest to matching exactly what we had, 126 off on the other side. You see Ohio State getting some first place votes, Bama getting some first place votes. But for the most part, those three teams, for the most part, stay in the top three. See Utah getting a couple votes in the 3 spot, Clemson getting a vote in the 3 spot, Oregon a couple in the 3 spot as well. But overall, I like this. Being the closest makes me feel kind of good, not gonna lie. On the media side, second, a point off, and someone's probably thinking, just wait, how can you be the closest on the coaches but not on the media? Two separate polls, different votes. So like the top 25 are different on both sides. So that's how you end up with that being different. But here, Utah getting a third place vote. But for the most part, you've got Texas, Ohio State, and Bama rotating in those spots. Utah 4. It's pretty, the top 5 are pretty much the same across the board for most. Just a spot here or there switch. But if you look at my top 25, I had Michigan 13, Michigan State, sorry, 13, NC State 12, USC at 15. So if we're gonna consider, even though they're an independent, but consider Washington State a G5 in terms of level of talent, I have them at 16. I have Missouri State at 8. Then I have Chip and UConn. So 20 for UConn, Chip 24. The reason I had Chip at 24 is because, man, the strength of schedule is very damning for Tulsa and for Akron. And for that reason, they just missed out on making my poll. Central Michigan remember schedule higher, and then a road win against Michigan State. Can't forget that because Michigan State's sitting right there. So we didn't know how it would look at the beginning of the season, but as you see things play out, a potential playoff team, an impressive win. So take that. Now Boise State 25, Washington a strong finish to the season, Florida a strong finish to the season as well, Maryland. Fun season overall. Like a lot of the teams that are here stayed. It was just moving up and down. But we'll have to see what the conference championship games look like, and maybe might have some exciting things happen in terms of teams fighting for those few at-large bids to playoff. And then the last thing I wanted to look at was the Massey. So with the 14 games complete, Texas number one. Big reason why they probably sit number one in the poll. There's a lot of dominant wins. Ohio State number two. LSU is three, even though they lost to Bama. That game against Clemson probably helped. I don't really understand how the Massey works, to be honest with you, but I mean, I can look at the optics and look at the schedule. Clemson's number 7. LSU beat them. I'm sure that probably helped the cause, right? Clemson, like a group of ACC teams here, Clemson, NC State, Duke, Louisville. So it'll be kind of cool to see some ACC representation in the playoff because Clemson will be there. Now, NC State, we'll have to see. The question with the committee, of course, is it a bonus game or does it hurt you? We'll have to see. Going down, what I wanted to look at, you got Missouri State at 18, Washington State at 15, UConn's at 33, great number. Chip 35, Boise 43, but going further down, 51. So we finished 51, 4-8. Crazy thing is we're -4 in the win-loss column, but -7 in terms of points. A lot of close games. So overall, we finished 51. I know that the ACC was viewed as pretty tough. Some really good teams and coaches, the combination. So hopefully we'll be back. That's still pending what happens at the end of the season. We'll have to see. But just wanted to show where we finish up. That'll change a little with the conference championship. I can't imagine it changing too much. Maybe a couple of spots. Memphis is right behind us. And Memphis has the conference championship game. So we'll have to see. But still finishing the top half. Respectful, even though we had a terrible record.